Coming up in just a bit, the best secret to a great soup might be cooking it Sicilian, but with a French accent. We have author and cook Linda Critelli coming up next. Well, if you love to cook, you're going to really enjoy our next guest. I'm here with Linda Critelli, who's author and cook, and her book is called Sicilian with a French Accent. Linda, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Well, this already is smelling delicious. So what inspired this book for you?
My mother.
Okay.
I wrote this book in memory of my mother. She passed in 2008, and it took me a long time to get over even having still, but to find a way to have clarity. And after trying a number of things, I finally found peace by writing this book, and it's a compilation of her recipes that she taught me, as well as some French recipes.
What a beautiful way to pass on the tradition that you learned with her.
Yes.
And you know, to keep it going forever. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Now, why Sicilian with a French accent? What's the
Well,
connection?
as many people in Western New York might know, I was a French teacher for 34 years. I retired in 2007. And so even though I'm 100% Sicilian, the French influence comes from my travels and studies and working with the kids, teaching them to make French food. So
Oh, wonderful. So
that
great
comes from
infusion of two traditions.
Yes, yes. The chapter for French is completely separate because my mom was 100% Sicilian.
Okay.
So
well, what are we making today?
we're going to
come over
make
here.
minestrone today. And found out from friends who have purchased the book, thanks everybody, that this is a very big popular with the men. So we're going to start with some olive oil.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, everybody who's watching, I measure generally. What's in the book is a guide, and I measure with my eyes more than anything. So we're going to start with some garlic, or in some nice olive oil.
Okay.
And we're just going to mix that around a little bit.
Right off the bat, that's like one of the best aromas you can have in your house.
Absolutely. And in French, it's called a mirepoix, and in Italian, it's called sofrito.
Okay.
And it's always sort of what you start with for soups and sauces. And you don't want to burn it, and you don't want it to get brown. You just kind of want to make the onions translucent.
Okay.
And fragrant, as you already mentioned. Now, if I were home and had a little more time, I would probably saute this a little bit longer.
Okay.
But now I'm going to add also some celery that I pre-chopped at home. I actually put them into wedges, more or less, little wedges. Some carrots. Very colorful soup.
Yes.
And I made some at home, so we have it ready for when we're done here.
And it's pretty healthy too, isn't it?
It's very healthy. One thing about this book, and it's a tribute to my mom, the recipes are extremely easy, very few ingredients really, readily available ingredients, and extraordinarily healthy and almost comfort food without the bad side to it.
Right.
So.
And what's great about soup is, you know, you can store it for a while
Oh
too.
God, I make tons of it. I freeze it. I pull it out and use it as base for other things. But this soup is just as pretty as could be, but what you will remember, or you'll notice, is we're going to put some ditalini macaroni in it. But when you store it, if you're going to freeze it, you don't want to store it with the macaroni because it will absorb all the soup, and then you just kind of have a sticky mess.
So then you would just make that separate when you're ready to
and
have
add
your
it
soup.
right before serving.
Great tip.
Yeah. So we've done this. Let's presume that we've sauteed this for a good maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then we start adding vegetable broth. And I have some tomatoes, which were in my freezer, and I chopped them up at home in my blender. But you could use canned, a good quality canned, diced or crushed. And then some cannellini beans for a little bit of protein, actually.
And when you put in the beans, do you use the sauce from the can
I use
as
the
well?
liquid as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's about I would say there's maybe 4 cups in this plastic container.
Okay.
We're going to stir that up, and then it'll get covered and simmered for approximately 40 minutes.
Okay.
To half an hour to 40 minutes. And then just about 3 minutes before you're going to serve it, I would throw in some chopped spinach. For color and for vitamins, and you don't want spinach to cook the whole time that the soup is cooking, because then it loses its color and it loses its pizzazz.
So you're putting in the fresh chopped spinach at that point?
This one is frozen, but you could use fresh.
Okay.
And again, it lasts 3 minutes before you're going to serve. I would put the spinach in there. And then, as I said, before you serve, we're going to throw some ditalini in our already made soup. So I also want to make, if I could, a little
Yes.
shout out to my friends at Downtown Graphics for helping me with the printing of the book. It was kind of an emotional
Yes,
project,
I can
you know?
imagine.
And when I finally got that first copy in my hands, I was very teary-eyed and emotional. And I walked to the car in the parking lot. I found a penny. And it was from my mom, pennies from heaven.
Oh, yes,
because
absolutely.
I know she wanted me
Trying
to
to
do
make
this.
you feel better and you know, kind of saying thank you in her way,
Telling
right?
me exactly what she wanted. So now we're going to put a little bit of the ditalini in the soup that I made at home for us.
Now, why do you
try.
recommend the ditalini noodles? Because I've seen
They're
every
little,
type.
they're cute, they fit into the soup. My mom always used it, and this is definitely her recipe that I've taken with us. So there's what it looks like.
Oh,
It's
that
very
looks
colorful.
delicious.
Stephanie will tell you that it's very fragrant. It already has the spinach in there, and then we're going to serve it in these nice colorful bowls.
Now, if somebody wants to, can they just double it if they're making?
Gosh,
so it's all
yes.
proportionately. You just however.
Just keep
however
doing
much
it.
you want.
Fill the pan, fill the pot as much as you can, and certainly freeze it again without the. You can freeze it with the beans, but without the macaroni.
Okay.
So then we'll put a little bit of Romano cheese on it, and we have our
That looks
minestrone
delicious.
soup and fresh Italian bread.
And
So
I just want to show how beautiful is this, and of course we have some beautiful dishes here too. But what a great way to warm up around this type of
right?
season. It's best, and you have all your food groups in there.
absolutely, it's
so you're having
definitely
everything covered.
helpful and easy. Everything in the book is very easy to prepare.
Okay.
Simple, delicious.
What are some of the, very quickly, we have about a minute, but what would be another key recipe that you have that seems popular?
Okay, in 2009 I visited Sicily in a little town called Bronte.
Okay.
And I found out that it's the pistachio capital of Italy.
Oh.
So I learned how to make a pistachio sauce, and it's kind of a creamy sauce with farfalle, or the little bow tie macaroni. And that's it's a big favorite as well. And I would have made it today if we had a little more time, but maybe next time.
Yeah, so definitely. Well, we'd want you back so you can
Okay,
cook more
thank
for us.
you, thank
And if
you.
people want to get in touch with you, you have an email we're going to put on the screen
Okay,
too.
great.
And there's a couple different places they can just go out and get your book. Where are those?
Yes, you can go to the Talking Leaves at either Elmwood or the Main Street store.
Okay.
And also a cute little bookstore in East Amherst called Turn the Page at Transit just before Millersport.
Wonderful.
Thanks to all my friends carrying the book for me. And
Okay, Linda Critelli, author of Sicilian with a French Accent. You can get in touch with her by her email. She can either send you to a website, or she can let you know again where you can get her awesome cookbook. And there's her email right now on the screen. It's Cooking Sicilian Style, but the book is Sicilian with a French Accent. And we'll have more cooking coming up with Mr. Food in just a bit.